Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General, the Port of Mobile in my state of Alabama is currently the 10th largest U.S. seaport by total volume. The port's largest commodities are coal, crude oil, steel, and petroleum. And its activities, as you probably well know, employ over 150,000 people in my state and generate over $23.4 billion directly and indirectly in economic value. In any given year, millions of tons of cargo move through the Port of Mobile, and that number is continuing to grow. It's one of the fastest growing ports around. In 2014, the Port Authority submitted a request to the Army Corps of Engineers to consider increasing the depth and the width of the Mobile Harbor Channel to its authorized dimensions. You're very familiar with this. The Corps subsequently began a General Reevaluation Report, GRR, which examines potential costs and benefits associated with the deepening and the widening of the port. This study is expected to conclude, as I understand it, in 2019. General, can you provide an update for us today, basically on the Mobile GRR, and is the study on schedule?
Senator, first of all, again, I was a division commander down in Atlanta. I know that port very, very well. I've done port deepenings from Boston all the way down to Houston, and very, very aware of the mechanics. First of all, there's a lot of potential in the Port of Mobile, without a doubt. You mentioned this tent up there. We look at all the different things that are in this. This is a lot of growth in commerce. You mentioned how many tons. It's not just tons of cargo, it's how many containers, and a substantial amount of growth in the amount of containers. You're up 14% this year. Jobs is another big thing that's out there. 128,000 jobs, $500 million in direct and indirect tax input. So we see the potential of not only that port, but other port deepenings, just as the chairman said going into, to be able to help the economy here is at unbelievable potential. The other thing that's always important in a port deepening project is to figure out who else has skin in the game. Is it only the Port Authority, or has the state stepped up? Who else has stepped up when it comes to road infrastructure, the railroad pieces? Are the cranes in place? What about when it comes to development for warehouses and all the rest? And Mobile Port, very similar to some of those other ones that are very, very competitive, continues to be able to put skin in the game. So we see a lot of potential in that port. You were right in the GRR. The GRR is actually on schedule to be completed in November of 19. I said in my opening statement, deliver the program. That doesn't just mean build the concrete and steel. It means if we owe you a study, then we owe you to get that study done on time. And if we can't for some reason, we certainly owe you the ability to be able to understand where the obstacle's in so we can come back. And I'm committed to be able to make sure that if in fact somewhere that gets off track, then I will come back. I'd love to think we could do it earlier than that, but I can't promise that. But we're going to be as aggressive as we can.
Generally, is it imperative that for economic reasons that that in the U.S. not only deepen the port I'm bringing up of Mobile, but others, and widen them, whatever we've got to do to be in the 21st century of commerce? Is that correct?
It is certainly my opinion that there's unbelievable potential in port deepenings, and not only the deepening, but the ability to get the channel up and down.
Absolutely.
These large shippers are going to go where it's the best business for them. And if they've got to have wait times, if they've got to wait for the tides to go up and down, if it's too hard to get in and out, if they can't turn, they don't have a right turning basin, all that is going to then require them or to be able to go somewhere else. So we want to be able to optimize those ports that really have the potential to be national capabilities, and Mobile is certainly one of those.
Thank you.